the community wouldn't acknowledge it and wouldn't speak up about it. That was all about Labour councils, Labour politicians, and Tories as well to a certain extent, not wanting to upset a sizable voting chunk. What's different in this grooming gang atrocities? Because there were atrocities. It wasn't the fact that we've got perverted Pakistani Muslim men, because I've had quite a few paedophiles arrested and prosecuted. They were all white men.
Great. Yeah, of course, we're a majority white country. They will be. I'm not saying white men are not paedophiles, they are. Well, not all of them, obviously.
Yeah, no, no, but exactly. I mean, we have female paedophiles as well. But what was different in this case was two things. The first thing is the community wouldn't acknowledge it and wouldn't speak up about it. So in any other community, you do have paedophiles, but in the white community, if I was a paedophile, I'd be assaulted almost every time I left the house.
Yeah, ostracized.
My name would be mud. My family's name would be mud. People would look down upon me. But in that community, those people in that community made excuses for their perverted paedophiles and said it was the white girl's fault. When the men were arrested and went to jail, the men came out and just went back to their lives. Same house, same street, same mosque, same job. And nobody said anything to them because it was okay. But the big thing with the grooming gangs is the cover up.
Massive. That is to me, the issue that people would cover this across all the establishment. And
And that was all about votes. That was all about Labour councils, Labour politicians, and Tories as well to a certain extent, not wanting to upset a sizable voting chunk. And that was the Muslim vote, the Pakistani vote. And Labour councils, Labour MPs win their elections because of the block vote in that community. And those people sacrificed our children on the altar of multiculturalism and block votes. That's where this is different. We have pedos and perverts in every community, but this crime was different because of the covering up over decades, over at least 50 years. This has been covered up and it's still going on today. Girls are being raped today and it's being covered up today. And that's why this is important.
it's utterly shameful. Like you say, it was in a way sort of protect supposedly community cohesion. But obviously, this is not going to go away. And no, I'm really, really hoping it will be dealt with. And the officials, high up police, high up council bosses, they need to be held accountable. And names, some of the names are already out there. Maggie Oliver's been, doing it for years. I've watched the Tommy Robinson films in Telford, and now Charlie Peters film. People need to watch these. They need to be mainstream. People need to know about it, however awful it is. But those girls were, like you said, tortured, trafficked, put into slavery. And in the 20th century and 21st century in the UK, how can this be going on in a supposedly civilized country?
Exactly. We need action. I mean, I don't necessarily want a national report because I know exactly what it's going to say. It's going to be a waste of time because it'll be designed by the politicians to protect themselves, just like Andy Burnham's report in Greater Manchester. Complete waste of time. What I what I was going to do when I ran for mayor last year, if I'd have beat Andy Burnham and become mayor, what I was going to do was I was going to get a panel together with people like Maggie Oliver. I was going to get I think Greater Manchester's had about 15 reports into this. I was going to get every report, go through them, and highlight every councillor, every civil servant, and every police officer who was involved, who had dereliction of duty or incompetence. Police officers we were going to sack, and everybody else I was going to name and shame, because until there's consequences to this, things won't change. We need councillors, not councillors, we need civil servants, people working for the council and police officers. We need them more worried about their jobs and their careers than we do worried about political backlash. Until they become selfish and go, well, I'll lose my pension over this. Well, they'll start doing their job, and that's what we need. We need to hold some people accountable high up. I don't mean a PCSO. I don't mean a social worker. I'm talking about the top of the departments. They're the people
Because they will try and put the blame down to as low as they can, really, won't they, and sacrifice those people. But they do need to be held accountable. And like you say, I asked for a national inquiry because that's what he turned down. But if there was a better way of dealing with it, like you're suggesting, I would go for that in every sort of town or borough across the country. But something needs to be done. It cannot just go away again.